Hello, Lego lovers! This is Elle, and I have to say I'm super excited for this set. It's finally here. But this is Elsa's The Ice Castle, set number 43197. Retails for $200 on Lego.com with 1,703 pieces. This is a parts review, if you didn't know, of this set. That set. The first, really big mini doll set ever, and I'm super excited for that. So first of all, what's all right here? Well, that's the instruction booklet, if you can't tell. This is the just random extra parts that are not in a bag. And that's a sticker sheet. Don't worry, I will flip that over. And I don't know how long this video will be. I might divide it into multiple parts. You'll see that in the title. But let's go over this couple of things here. So, first of all, 16 by 16 plate. Probably one of the more least exciting things. However, it is a very large part that does cost quite a bit of money. And unfortunately, this is actually somewhat of a common color, at least in the Friends line, etc. Because I have quite a few. This, however, is not common. In exactly that same color, they're support beams. You get 4 of them. They've never been in this color before, unless I'm completely wrong. But yeah, it's another large part. You can see we got Technic holes all the way up at different kind of intervals. 2 by 2 here, 2 by 2 there. Just a new interesting part. And I'm going to try to speed through these part reviews because this is going to be a long project, and I'm really excited for it though. But let's look at these stickers. So, only one sticker sheet, and as you can see, we are crazy shiny. So first up, we kind of have some really nice decorations. Big stickers, as you can see. Not too happy about super big stickers, but I think they look wonderful and just really nice detail stickers that you could use for other things than Elsa's castle or anything like that. Here we have a circular one, which looks beautiful. They're kind of a pain to put on and have look right, but it still looks beautiful. And again, more detailed ones. You can definitely see a very sharp kind of edge type theme here. And then we have that here with some beautiful snowflakes right in the middle there. Really awesome patterning there. These stickers are great. These are probably some of the more boring ones. And then there's kind of more specific, smaller stickers here. As you can see, more beautiful detail. We have the map of Arendelle, or the area, I should say. That is the set right there. And then a very beautiful wintry picture of the main city. Another cool design. And then this is familiar from the regular set. Just kind of, they use that for the balcony, I believe. And then we have some cute portrait of Anna and Elsa. I think that's beautiful. And then we just have some music notes and just another detailed snowflake type sticker. So I'll say that's a wonderful sticker sheet so far. Big instruction booklet here. I do wish it was kind of more squared off, because these kind of flop around when they're really long. At least how I build them. But let's get into bag 1. Okay, here is bag 1. Let's look at our standard Elsa Princess mini doll, which we've seen many times, except not like this. First of all, hairpiece, pretty exciting. It is the same one that she's had for quite some time. And then here is the lovely figure. First of all, she has that beautiful smirk, which is a new printing, and I just kind of noticed looking at the printing, it just looked a lot more crisp and just better overall. So her torso, as you can see, has this kind of, it's hard to explain, type of pattern, but definitely shiny. And if we can stay zoomed, that would be cool. And her arms are in blue shiny metallic too. And her skirt piece has kind of sparkles in places with just kind of a speckled pattern. It just looks beautiful. I love it. I love the top part of the torso. And on the back, they even continue that pattern around the torso there. There is no printing on that bottom dress part, but Overall, it looks really great because the printing is a little bit of a lighter color than the flesh. There are some parts that are not the greatest, but I will say for the printing on this, I think that's the most printing I've seen on one of the fronts of those dresses parts. I'm excited for the future of mini dolls because I think we might get more prints that are way better and more printing. I can't complain. This is a great figure, especially since we've gotten so many and a couple different variations already. I love the metallic blue. I think it definitely adds something to the figure. But let's get to the parts. So, parts-wise, as you can see, I'm trying to use kind of this half white, half black, just so that we can have a better contrast, because there's going to be a lot of lighter white type parts in here. So I just wanted to kind of do that. But let's get into it. First of all, one of the biggest parts, we have this nice curve part. And as you can see, it has a kind of slope going on there all around this edge. Otherwise, it is a very large part. There is an axle there. I'm very happy to see this part show up a little bit more often. Yeah, it's just a nice big part. They have two of them in here. That's what they kind of use for the edge, which makes a really nice display. And then they also have 4 of the smaller version of it. Another fairly large part. So there's quite a few large parts in this set already. Here we have tons of white bricks. Nothing too special here, just a selection of white bricks, some very large. You got your 2x6s, we have some bracket bricks, we got some 1x3 slopes, which are nice. Some other bricks, again, just nothing too special. This is new though. Basically, it works with these to kind of give you a different way to kind of get some sloping in. You know, and have like a corner to that kind of slope, which I think is just wonderful. And then there's 4 of those, which is nice. It's another kind of larger piece, kind of a 3x3 brick, which is kind of interesting. And then here we have a bunch of slopes here too, in that 2x3. So obviously this all works together to create nice edging. And then here we have a lot of plates. Some of these large wing light plates, again, larger pieces, some nice angled plates, and then we have a selection of this in white, that kind of curved smooth surface that kind of is like an under tile. And then in some other colors, we have dark pink, a clip part, which I don't think I've seen in that color before. 2 there, I think that's great. A plethora of vibrant coral 5-leaf flowers. We have the clear, which is fairly common, the kind of like minifigure hand grip thing. Obviously have to have some ice crystals, right? That's pretty much a given. And then over here we have a lot of blues. Nothing too fantastic. We have some larger of the standard blue bricks, but we do have this piece, which is not too common in that blue color. So nice to see a whole bunch of those. Some dark blue, but not much. We have lots of this. I think that's medium azure. I could be wrong. Sorry. We have some jumper, some tiles, large plate pieces here. Obviously, this is bag 1, so it's setting up the base for it. We have quite a bit of dark turquoise, which is an uncommon color. And I believe it's new in this color, but this kind of corner brick for dark purple. Just love that color. It's just such a deep, rich purple. And then some medium lavender and lavender, but nothing too special. What is special, though, are these capes. And let me tell you, they are huge. First of all, this is a mini doll. You can see how huge these are. They're actually kind of ridiculous. You could probably use it as a blanket. But as you can see, this one, I think we've had this texture before. It's kind of like this vibrant, very shiny, sparkly color. Love it. On the back, it is just that color fabric in kind of this teardrop diamond type shape. You can see that sharp cut on the bottom. Love it. This is also lovely. This is that deep kind of almost magenta, I think. Yeah, we'll say magenta. But look at that detailing there. That almost looks like gold weave into it. It is just beautiful. And again, this cape is virtually the same size as that other one, except we have a rounded cut on the bottom. just beautiful. And I'm not a big fan of capes necessarily, but I love what they've been doing. They're really advancing their cape technology, we could say. And even with this one, as you can see, it's kind of hard to put it down. You can kind of see how it has a swoop like down there. And then it also has little divots, which I thought maybe I got a bad one that was all ripped, but I think those are supposed to be there. Barely noticeable, but it kind of gives it kind of like a rough edge, like maybe it's been worn a lot. Otherwise, it has the same type of cape kind of connection there. Beautiful capes, love detail capes. Just, I'm excited for this set. This video is going to be really long. Nobody might watch it, but I'm enjoying this. So let's get on to the next bag. Okay, here is bag 2. Tons of these blue plates, as you can see here. Lots of kind of rectangular shapes. We do have some nice angles, which are a little bit different, and some smaller angles. 2x3 tiles, love it in this color. And then a whole bunch of 1x2 cheese wedges in this, which is, I don't usually see a whole lot of this color. They do use it in a lot of the Elsa colors, so happy to see it. We do have some Technic with 1-hole pieces back there, just the 1x2. We also have these angled pieces, which I don't know if I've seen them in that color before. Nice to see. There's 4 of those. Pile of Technic. We got a 2x6 dark blue tile. Oh, my Technic roll. Been seeing that in a couple more sets in that size, but I think this is the first time I've seen that in dark blue. Some full dark blue Nexo Knight shields. I don't know if we've seen that either. So we got some interesting tiles, but there's only one. One black big Technic brick. Nothing special there. And then we have this, which is new. This is a new part that I really like. And this is a 1x3 jumper with 2 studs. As you can see, you can also poke bars in them. And it has pretty open back. Very versatile part. Glad to see that starting to show up in a lot of different colors. Just really happy. We got some vibrant coral flowers, not too special. We got some Aqua in here, 1x1 plates. I don't know if I've seen those in Aqua before. Then over here we have a whole huge selection of white. Obviously that's going to be a big color in this set, but we have some 2x6 big bricks there. We got some 2x3s. We have a whole bunch of these Technic pin bricks, we'll call them. And my polish is on my finger. That's good. But we also have some long bricks here. We also have some more white Technic bricks. We have a bunch of angled type plates down here. You can see these, quite a few of those. That's kind of a nice one. We also have these very sharp point wedges, which just recently kind of started showing up, kind of the end of your wedge chain, if you want to call it that. So that's a cool part. We also have some of those newer slopes with a 1x3 kind of curve. We have a whole bunch of each side of the kind of 1x2 sloped pointed tile. We have quite a few of these kind of nice squared angle type tiles, just kind of a really nice part. And then we get to the middle where it gets kind of interesting. So first of all, this is a Snoggy, and I think the print is different, and it's a different build because I believe before they used the minifigure head, the white, obviously a solid white, to give them their body. And I think we get an extra of that in this bag. I'm not 100% sure, but I do have 2 of them, and it only showed me to build 1, so I'm considering it an extra. Other neat parts. So this blue kind of flourish, which goes into a bar, and that's its really only connection. That's not a connection, unfortunately. This is in just trans light blue. It is kind of the more rubbery plastic. 4 of those, which is nice. Then we get to the opalescent or satin color. And these are Nexo Knight shields. We saw those in the storybook, so not too different. But this I don't think we've had before, a 1x4. Still waiting for that 1x2. I don't know if there's one in this set, but just a 1x4 in that trans light blue opalescent color. So you can kind of see it kind of glitters almost in the light, a very fine mist. And this is a welcome surprise. This is a 1x2 brick in that trans light blue glitter. There's only 2 in this bag, so that's it for bag 2, and I will say there's a pretty good amount of parts. This one does have quite a few smaller parts we can see we're getting into, but there are some interesting, unique parts. We also got a selection of clip-type stuff here, but nothing too uncommon, but there is some stuff that is fairly uncommon. So, looking really good in this bag, so let's get on to the next bag. Okay, here we are with bag 3, and as you can see, we start to see some changes, and it starts to get maybe a little bit more interesting, but let's get into it. First up, in the white here, we have 4 of these kind of angled type parts. Just kind of an older part, I feel. Just another large type part that you can kind of get some weird angles out of. I don't like this part, and I don't know exactly why that's there, but it does line up with putting a brick on the sides, but you can't put them on top of each other, which is kind of unfortunate. However, there's kind of a neat little thing in the set that works around that. So we got 4 of those. Then we have 4 of these like mega bricks, these like 1x4x3 bricks. You can see that they kind of have that, you know, selectable connection there. And there is 4 of those, just a simple white brick, but a nice large brick. We got some Technic Bricks, those double pin with axle, just 2 of those. We got some of these, which I don't know if I've seen in white too much, the kind of geared hinge on a brick. We got brackets. Brackets are great, not a whole lot of them here. Wide selection of plates. I do like getting those odd number 1x3 plates, quite a few of those. Some other bricks, nothing overly special. Down here we have more of those really big tiles in dark blue. We also have 2 sets of the wedge plates in that dark blue. Kind of nice to see that. Just kind of a different color for that. I don't know if I've seen it. And then in Aqua here, we got some interesting stuff. So first of all, in Aqua, we have these corner door or window parts. Just really kind of a neat little part to get that corner window or door connection. And this is in Aqua, which was kind of an uncommon color. We're starting to see it more, which is great. And then we have these taller bricks, these 1x2x3s. Just pretty cool to get bigger parts. And there's 4 of those there. We also have a selection of corner Aqua bricks, some 1x4, 1x2s back there, some inverted slopes, a whole bunch of 1x2 plates, but now some interesting stuff. First of all, we have one of these, which is one of those kind of inverted slopes, a really long one, but that also has connection along the side, which just makes it a more versatile, interesting piece. And then we have the mega version of it, which is what I'll call, which is a new mold and in Aqua. So you have this basically mega version of this, and it does kind of have openings here. However, we don't have a connection really, so kind of just weird. I don't, maybe if you put a 4 spot in there, nope. It's just a really kind of weird type connection, but it is a nice bigger kind of inverted slope there. So there's 2 of those in this bag, 2 of those in this bag. Over here we have some of this nice medium azure, these little wedge plates, which are pretty awesome. Clips, which I don't see in this color too much. I think that's kind of cool. We do have this blue in bracket. And yeah, some Technic parts and bigger plates. So some nice different colors of blue. And then we get into the transparent. So we got some transparent pyramid pieces, not too special, but a little uncommon. Some 1x1 bricks in that translate blue. And then we have 4 windows over here. Again, not too common, or uncommon, I should say. Kind of common, actually. And then we have satin Nexo shields in that light blue. And this is new in this color, but I believe satin opalescent light blue mega brick, we'll call it. Yeah, just that really tall 1x2 brick. And there's 2 of those in here. I just love this satin piece. And there's a whole bunch of this part, which kind of like those I was talking about, but it doesn't have anything up here that would block it off. I'm pretty sure it matches those bricks that also have that shaping. And again, that's in that trans light blue satin part. And yeah, I just love this part. I think it's really cool. I think it'll be great for making like crystals, bigger crystals, or just some different kind of effects. And as you can see right off the bat in this set, there's a ton of them. So yeah, that's really cool part selection. And we do get our Anna in here. And this is new this time around. The ball is to represent a snowball, I'm almost positive. Such a wonderful torso print. You can kind of see how great that looks there. I love the skirt print, and I love that they went with a medium skirt. And we can also see that she's got some gold on the tips of her boots. Just really love it. And actually that detail on those boots is just incredible. See if we can't get a better look at that at all. Kind of hard to see. There we go. Got a little bit there. Just incredible detail. It looks fantastic in person, I will say. And the back has a minor amount of continuation, but there's really no pattern on it. And just not anything special with a new hairpiece or anything really. Face print might be a little different, but it's not too different. Just a beautiful Anna mini doll. I just love it. It's great. But let's get on to the next bag. Okay, here we are in bag 4, and there's a lot less white in this one, so let's get into it. First of all, we got 2 more of these corner angle type parts. So that's a nice larger piece. We have some of these big kind of slopes, some of those white inverted longer slopes. Kind of nice to get some of those. We got some Technic lift arms, just 2 in white there. We have some 1x3 bricks, always good. Some 1x1x3, some more bigger bricks. That's nice. In plates, we have a couple corner plates. We have these nice corner angle type plates, some 2x2s, and we have these cylinders with Technic holes in them and no axle hole. So 4 of those, which is kind of nice. We have down here some Nexo night shields in white, and then we have this nice corner or half of a 2x2 tile, and there's 4 of those in white. Nice to see that part. Want to see it in more colors. And then we have some of those nice kind of notched slopes there. We also have some inverted slopes, but not too special. And we have another Snowgie, the exact same build as the last one. Aqua now has a whole lot in here, and I must say that I love it. Because Aqua's pretty rare color, but as you can see, we get 2 in the of those kind of corner door parts. And it's interesting that we're getting so many corner door parts, but I think that's because of the angles they want to get. And then we have 2 more of those super inverted slopes, we'll call them, in Aqua. I think that's a nice part to get more of. A whole load of 1x2s, a bunch of 1x1s in Aqua here. We even have some more of the smaller inverted type slopes with the other connection on it. 1x4s, we even have the kind of inverted tree branch where it kind of has that nice curved slope up. 2 of those. We have the small curved ones. We have the corner bricks. We have the 1x3 arch there. We have the big tall bricks. We have the smaller tall bricks. We have the 1x1 tall bricks, and as you can see, there's like 12 or so there, or probably more than that. Almost looks like 20. I don't think it's quite 20. But then we also have some plates down here, a lot of 1x3 like that. We even have some slopes, 2x2, 1x2 in those curved slopes, which is nice. Nice to see a lot more of this aqua color, so can't complain about this. In the nice blue, we have a ton of these Technic bricks, so many of them. We have a couple of the basic kind of bricks there. We also have long Technic lift arms, a bunch of 2x3s, a whole bunch more 2x2s. We even have more of these 2 pairs of these Nice little wedge plates. Love those. Great for speed champion builds and just any small type of build, really. 2 more window pieces, pretty common. A whole bunch more of these crystal pyramid type pieces, which I have a feeling we'll see more of. And then we do have some 1x1 studs with the holes in them. Just a versatile part for lots of different things. And we even have 2 of these special Technic pins, which I believe first came in the Elsa storybook, so very fitting here, but it's in a metallic color and those are fairly rare. And then we have other very common Technic pins. There's also some Aqua inverted slopes in there, so lots of Aqua in this bag. Lots of this nice blue color, really good amount of good parts in there. You don't just see a bunch of common 1x1s, you know, like a bunch of 1x1 white studs or something. So pretty good part selection, but let's get into the next bag. Okay, here is bag 5. And as you can see, obviously we're running with the same colors here. Not really a change in color palette, and I don't think that's going to happen. However, we do have an interesting variety of pieces. First up, looking at white, we have a bunch more of these 2x6 tiles. As you can see, it looks like 5. We have one of these kind of interesting, oh geez, cable parts in white. Very flexible bar connection on the top. We have 2 of these super long wedge kind of plates. You can kind of see the angle. It's a little weird that the tip ends in studs like that, because most of the kind of plates that are shaped like this don't, but it is another very large part. You can kind of see how their connections are a little different underneath. We have a large white plate. We have some wedge plates, which I don't know if I've seen those in white before. Big plate, turntable base, pretty common. Headlight bricks, good to see those. This kind of newer bracket, that's kind of an interesting part. You can get some nice angles with that. We got 2 of those in white. This older bracket in white. This kind of older piece in white. I believe a bar can go inside of there. Otherwise, it's just kind of an interesting detail part. Some of these shoe parts, as I call them. Some clips. A lot of these kind of, not jumpers as much, but just kind of half tiles, or just, I don't know, they use them in modulars a lot. But we do have in white some of these 1x3 double stud parts. I think that's wonderful, 4 of those. And then even in gray, we have this new part that is basically a Technic brick with a plate in the middle of it coming out on one side. Very interesting part. I think it's just kind of good to get easy connections with Technic plates and just a slimmer look with it. Or Technic connections, and there's 4 of those in here. That's actually a surprise. We got some dark blue brackets, which I think are kind of uncommon, or fairly rare. We have some lavender, not too special, but a nice assortment of plates. We literally have 2 dark turquoise plates, and that's it. And Olaf is in here, but he has a different head. As you can see, he has more of a smile, and you can see because of the nose that that's actually dual molded. As far as I know enough about dual molds, yeah, it's kind of bluish in there too. Very eyes surprise type look. I'm glad we got a different Olaf, but using the kind of new body, which I think is a lot better than how they used to build him. It gives him a little bit more range of action. And of course carrots. And for his hair, which is kind of new, they give us this colored Minions hair grass piece thing. Kind of nice to get that. Not a whole lot of them, but just cool. And 2 of these 3 cool leaves. Love those. In the middle, we got some more Aqua. Had some of these kind of slopes already. Those are nice, though. We got some tiles. 1x1 tiles, nice. A couple bricks and a couple plates. Nothing too special except for this, which is a 1x1x2 bracket brick. So we've seen those in other colors, so nice to see them in Aqua. We also have in Aqua these kind of pointed slopes. Just 2 of those. Nice to see that. And then in this nice blue, we have the corner parts that do line up with those parts back there. and some tiles and jumpers and some nice kind of corner cutoff angles. And then in Translight Blue and also Opalescence, we have, as you can see back here, a ton of these corner pieces. Just a whole bunch of them. You get tons of them in this set. And it's nice. It's a big piece compared to like me saying you get a ton of these. You can see the kind of parts difference if you're kind of a quantity person. But I like big parts because it makes it easier for people to build bigger things. Because a lot of the times people look at bigger things more over smaller things, even though I think smaller things are just as awesome. But as you can see, this set has a ton of this part in. I'll be very excited to use it, except I don't have any extras unless I buy another castle, which we're going to ignore that and say that I didn't say that. Also in that new Opalescence part is this windshield part. Kind of has some nice sloping and angling there. You do get 2 of them, and I am just happy to see more parts in this color. I think it's beautiful and just really kind of interesting. And then also, when this was the first time, or one of the first pieces that we saw with that color, is this kind of really thin windshield type piece. And this is going to get used for Elsa's balcony, I believe. And 2 of those, of course. We even have some more of the Nexo shields like that. And a new part. I don't know if this is a new mold for sure, but I don't remember seeing it. And this is just Translight Blue. But this is kind of like a tall corner wedge brick thing. It's really interesting, but as you can see over there, we get quite a lot of them. I'm surprised it's not in Opalescence color, because there's a lot of those made in Opalescence, so it's entirely possible this part was already made and just fairly rare, but it's the first time I've seen it, so or maybe they have a future use for it. But that is everything in bag 5. Quite a nice assortment of parts here. Again, not a whole bunch of like 1x1s or very small parts. There are very small parts, obviously. There's also a lot of large parts. So let's get on to the next bag. Okay, here we are with bag 6. And this might be the worst bag, but it's, I don't know. Let's get into it. So first of all, let's look at the bad. There's all these parts. Tiny Technic pins. There's a lot of them. Yeah. The black pins, tons of those. There are 2 blue ones, which are kind of different, I guess. But this is just a pile of pins, and those are not very, you know, I have tons of them, so they don't really count too much, not the best. However, these are a little interesting. These are not, as far as I know, very common. Not sure how to describe them, but it's basically like an axle shoe to an axle connection, and there are a lot of those, so I'm not sure, you know, how I feel about that, but you actually, I didn't pay attention, you can't put the axle all the way through, so you can only like stairs them. It's just a weird, interesting part. But yeah, there is a bunch of those. There's also this big Technic piece here. Something different and uncommon, though maybe it's more common in Technic or something. But it's a nice big piece. And then we get into the main section of parts, we can say. And we have lots of duplicates here. Also in small parts, we have a whole bunch of these. Although I've seen these in yellows and I think grays and reds. Not too common in white, at least in my opinion, from what I've seen. We also have 2 white door parts, not too special. We also have another figure in another Snowgie. Kind of happy to see a bunch of those, because I was worried that because there was one on the front picture, that we might literally only get one, which would kind of be sad. We got some of these axle kind of to hinged clip parts. 2 of those. We got some Technic kind of part there, not too special. We do have this kind of interesting, nice slope part here. Just kind of an interesting part to get some of. We also have this big blue disc part, which is just always a weird part. And I have a feeling I'm going to have to put a sticker on it. That's never usually fun. You also have these blue kind of Technic parts. I don't see these too often, so kind of cool to see 2 of those, especially in that color. And then the large quantity of this lift arm in Aqua, which I'm positive is not too common. Just a whole bunch of them in that Aqua. As you can see down here. Craziness. And that's it. That's in Aqua, which I think is kind of funny. And then we have a Satin Disk, one of the other initial pieces that we had in that satin opalescence color. Just looks beautiful. You can see how reflective it is. Just a cool, interesting disc. I'm not a big fan of the disc just because I feel like it's not necessarily the most useful. A bunch of more Nexo shields in that light blue satin. And then, as you can see, a pile of 1x4 tiles in that satin blue. I'm still waiting for a 1x2 tile somewhere, but 1x4 is still really cool. One day maybe I'll have to get some of those and try them for a water effect, just because I think it would be interesting. We have some more of those 1x1 plates with holes in them, kind of nice. We have one of these antenna parts in Translite Blue, which personally I have not seen a lot of. So that's kind of cool. Only one of them though. We have some other transparent light blue parts. The Chima crystal part, just a cylinder, and we have 2 different sized discs in that. And of course, this snowflake, because if that was not an Elsa set, that would be, I wouldn't understand it. But yeah, that's it for the parts of this one. Little disappointing to see a pile of Technic, but I mean, we haven't seen a whole lot of Technic, so it's kind of okay. I don't know. But this might be the most weirdest type of smallest bag, actually. But let's get on to the next bag. Okay, here is bag 7, and let's get to Kristoff first. First of all, just a great figure. We got some new prints. Some of the features that I like. First of all, we have printing on the skirt part. We have coloring for boots. Now, there's no print there, but we also have kind of different colors on there. We have dark blue gloves, kind of a sand blue, and then blue on the shoulder. Just love to see them doing more with their figures and their prints, and obviously you can see a torso print on there pretty good. And then on the back, nothing really, unfortunately, but I guess that's alright. I would have loved to have seen this print continue all the way around, at the very least. Unfortunately, we do not. So that's Kristoff. Let's get into the parts here. So, as you can see, we have quite the selection of parts again. And this was probably my biggest layout just because of big plates. But let's get into it. First of all, white bricks up here. These are kind of interesting, kind of that brick kind of corner hexagon we got going on here. Just an interesting kind of nice part to have, and there's 2 of them. Nice thick brick, effectively. Some smaller bricks. We got some more of those angle bricks in white. One kind of long brick. Then we have more of those kind of double bricks or triple bricks. And then we do have some slopes here, and as you can see, we have a corner slope there. Just kind of a nice part to get that's not overly too common. Also, this I don't see too often, the really big kind of angled corner part. 2 of those. We got quite a few plates in here, varying sizes. A lot of 1x6s and 1x2s. We also have the white kind of awkward bracket. I don't know how to explain it, but it is a bracket piece. 5 of those. We also have more of these like wedge tips. Really excited to see those. Just a nice part that I think will be great for smaller builds and getting good angles. We have some corner tiles over here. We have in white the pyramid kind of tile, the 1x1. We have a bunch of the like cut in half triangle 2x2 tile. Looks like 8 there, which is quite a bit. We have 2 white window panes, nothing on those. I'm going to guess they're going to get stickers, though. We also have some interesting parts down here. We have effectively a ship in the bottle, which is kind of neat. Not sure it's very relevant to Frozen, but I think because I believe they had this piece, it was in the treehouse, they figured it would be a good fit. The other piece we have here, which I don't know if it correlates to really anything important, is an hourglass, and that is tan in there, and I'm assuming to represent sand. So kind of cool that they have an hourglass that is very sand orientated. And on the bottom we have what looks like, I don't know if that's a bar connection that works there, but there is an anti-stud there and a stud on top. Unfortunately, this part here is not a clip, which I really feel it should have been a clip. A little bit of a letdown. In Aqua, we have more of these corner parts. We have an interesting, larger, kind of sharper slope, which I don't think I've seen in Aqua. We have these underparts in Aqua. I feel like I've seen those on an Elves Dragon. We have a whole bunch more of this type of bracket brick. A couple more plates here. We got some of these sharp points in Aqua. The 1x2. We have some under curved slopes in Aqua. In Dark Blue, we have more of those big tiles. We also have one of my favorite parts, the 1x2 rounded plate. 3 of those. We also, in Dark Blue, have the kind of overhanging tooth piece, which I don't think I've ever seen in Dark Blue, which is pretty interesting. And then we also have these, which they usually use for like sliding doors and stuff, or other kind of detail type parts, but kind of this weird plate with kind of a flat surface there. 2 of those. And then we have 1 magenta Technic brick, and I think this is the first time it's been in this color, and you only have 1 in this set, I think. Kind of lame. This is interesting, though. So that minifigure accessory that allows you to like shoot blasts and stuff, where you have a bar, kind of hard to see in my fingers, you have a bar on one side and then a stud on this side. This is in black. Now, I've never seen this in any other color except clear. To see it in black is very exciting because I do believe this is kind of a really interesting part, and I'm excited to see lots of people using that in different ways. So there's 2 of those, and then we have some lavender here. I don't know if we've gotten bricks like that before. I feel like we have in a Junior's Friends set, but just some lavender, not too much there. But then I'll kind of try and slide over here a little bit more because there's a lot more over here. But as you can see, tons of this nice azure blue. We have the kind of castle, tower parts. We have some of these brackets again. We have more big plates. We have lots of these nice small angled plates. Some other kind of plates in there. We also have 6 of these bracket bricks, which are nice to see. Some other bricks. We also have this kind of weird bar brick that you don't see a whole lot in that color, which is nice. We have the nice, more angled type slope tile kind of thing. We also have 1x2 tiles, some jumpers, some panels, and some other stuff, and some long tiles. So I'm very excited. I like that color way over better than the regular blue. But yeah, there's a lot of big pieces there. In transparent light blue, not opalescent, we have a couple parts. Some 1x1 bricks. They just didn't feel like doing them in opalescent. We have some of those pyramids again, a heart piece, which is beautiful. And then in satin, we have more of some of the pieces we've seen before. The Nexo Knight Shield 1x2. And again, like I said, in satin, it almost looks like it's a darker on the bigger brick. Doesn't it? Doesn't it kind of look darker? Don't know. I don't know if that's because maybe they have to make that part thicker or not. I don't know. We have 2 more of these that are a bunch of in the set, and we also have 2 of these, which I think were in the Elsa's, the recent storybook, but just another satin piece that's kind of interesting. So that's it for bag 7. Let's check out the next bag. Okay, here we are with bag 8, getting to the end here. And let's check out our figures first. So here we have what I believe is a stuffed penguin. I don't know what this is referencing. Feel free to leave that note in the comments. But you can see we got one of those kind of ball parts with print on it in black, and the print actually looks good. Kind of surprised, actually. White on black usually doesn't go very well, but it doesn't look that bad here. And he is on that kind of little droid head, or that little kind of textured 1x1 cone. And you actually get an extra of the head, which I found interesting. And we get another Snogie, and an extra Snogie head again, which is rather surprising. But I'm happy to see a lot of those guys in here. So let's get into the white parts, and there's quite a bit here. We got more of these closed in like corner angles that are flat. We do get one of these kind of princess castle walls, this bigger part with that kind of curved top window. Just one though. We also get these big corner slope bricks, 2 of those in white. We get these big doors. I'm not sure what they're going to be used for, maybe doors, but I'm not sure. But we get 2 of these big parts here. We get quite a few of these taller kind of long slopes. We also get 2 of these kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but interesting kind of wedge slopes there. 2 of those. We got some 1x3 bricks. We got some corner bricks, 1x2s, 1x1s. Quite a bit of inverted 1x2s, but nothing too special. We do get 4 of these, which are fairly getting common now in white, I feel. But these nice rounded slope parts in like a 1x2 brick form. We also get more of these type of brackets, but in white. Nice to see those. We get one of those kind of weird flat plate thingies. I don't know what to call those. We get more of the shoe type parts in white. These bracket parts, a whole slew of plates, and this kind of odd-shaped plate, which feels kind of new. I don't know if I've seen that one. I've seen this one before, but not this one. A little hinge part. We do get 2 more of the white wedge parts, which is nice. We also get some white flowers, which is also nice, because those are a little uncommon. In Aqua, we don't get very much here. We just get some of these 1x2 type slopes. 1 large brick, more of those kind of 1x2 sloped point things. Some lavender inverted bricks, which are kind of nice. I don't see too many of those. Some more lavender here. And then in dark blue, we have some jumpers right down here. Just the 1x2 variety. We also have 1x1 bracket brick, and we have 4 more of those tooth type parts. We also have some plates, some of those inverted slopes in dark blue. Kind of nice to see those in just a variety of colors. And then this blue, we have tons of those wedge parts, 4 pairs. We even got some of the corner tile parts here. We got some plates, we got some jumpers, more tiles, and then we have more of those angle type bricks. So there's quite a few of those, and those bracket bricks in the back too. And then kind of panning over here, we have quite a bit of this translite blue. We have the Chima diamond, as we'll call it. Quite a few of those, 6. A whole bunch of the pyramid tops, 1x1 tiles. 2 of the snowflake parts. 2 more of these weird kind of corner parts. Some more dishes, different sizes, 1x1 bricks. And then a whole bunch more of these big opalescent kind of windshield type parts, as you can see here. And then these, which were in the storybook, but it's the first time I think we're seeing them in this set, but 2 of those little gem type parts that just kind of pop in a bar there, or a clip, I guess. Some bricks and more Nexo shields, so there's quite a bit of those in there. But let's get into what I believe is the final bag. Alright, here we are with the last bag of parts for Elsa's Ice Castle. So, let's get into it. First up, we have a small amount of white and mostly smaller parts. We do have more of these cool wedge parts. Really like seeing more of those. We have one of these interesting parts. They started using this for like statues or busts, I should say. Just kind of a cool detailed little part. We have one of these like mega brackets. I think those are pretty neat and very useful. And we have a couple more other kind of brackets. We do have the 1x1 bracket, which I think is really nice to see. Great for your speed champions and just smaller builds overall. And there's actually 5 of those kind right there. We also have some other small, nice detail parts. We have this kind of very small cylinder type part. Only one of those. We have the kind of rounded tile, you could say. And then a nice another part is this one, which is kind of like a roof part for like micro builds, which is really good. So good to see a few of those. We even have 1x1 plates with holes in them. Nice to see that. Some headlight bricks, some inverted curved slopes. We have one of the circular type ones, some plates, tiles, clips. We have a minifigure head in white. And we also have this hairpiece in white, which I'm thinking is going to be a statue. I could be wrong, but just a cool hairpiece. Obviously, you can see we got an accessory hole up there, so that's pretty cool. And we also have the half piano that was introduced in the storybook sets, so 2 parts of those. And then an insane part, which I didn't even realize existed at all or anything. This looks like the lipstick piece, but it is the lipstick piece without the lipstick part. So it is basically a very small bar part with an enlarged middle. And I think you can put accessories in it. Yup. So this part is really cool. I did not know that this was coming in this set. So it's basically a really tiny bar part with an accessory hole in each side. And you get 4 of them in here. So yeah, I'm happy to see kind of smaller bars. It's a very small part. And admittedly, it makes sense because I have seen them using the lipstick piece for a lot of builds lately. And they probably are like, well, why don't we just make a piece that's very close to that? So that is a highlight piece for the set. In all of this stuff, there's so much stuff. So that's a pretty cool part. And then in our transparent parts here, this is interesting. I don't know if we've gotten this part in this color, but basically it's a large hinge wing with some studs on top of there. Very nice, kind of cool part. Yeah, just a one of only. We have more of these corner bricks in that transparent blue, just 4 of them. We have a whole bunch more of those kind of angled satin opalescence parts back there. More of these windshield parts. We have some 1x2s. Unfortunately, they are not in that satin color. Really hoping to see that, as my city uses that for water tiles. We got some more 1x1s with holes in them. More of those Chima crystals. More cones. Snowflake part. We also get a bunch of these bar sword type parts, kind of from Nexo Knights, in that translate blue. It looks like we get 7 of them. Pretty cool. More of those antenna parts, 1 of these parts. Now this, which I kind of showed before, is an accessory in translate blue, which I've never seen before. I could be wrong. Feel free to tell me if it's actually existed before, but it's basically like an ice crown. We get 2 of them. 1 I'm assuming is an extra. Excuse me. We also get more of these Nexo Knight shields in that satin blue. More of the bricks in satin blue. And then in this blue, we have a whole plethora of stuff we have gotten before, but still nice. We got bracket bricks. We got these angled bricks. Quite a few plates. More of these nice pointed wedge plates. Some jumpers. Some clip parts. And some more plates. Moving on, we get in this color back here, we get some of these kind of brackets. And then we also get in dark blue some cones and the kind of inverted flower type piece, which I still think is fairly useful. It's just a really neat, cool part. And we get 6 of those. Dark blue plates, not too special. Then in lavender, we also get some bricks. Quite a few of these 2x2s. 2 tall ones. There is some aqua, but not a whole lot, really. Medium lavender inverted, and then in that medium lavender we also get the kind of newer double pointed kind of 2x2 to point, I don't know how you would call it, slope wedge tile thing. We also get some gold, but nothing too uncommon. In metallic, we also get a metallic bar, which I don't see too much. Kind of cool to get that. We also get the ice skate piece, which I think is hilarious. 3 of those. We also get this gray bracket piece, just more brackets, which is nice to see. Gray Nexo shield, which I don't think I've seen a whole lot, but still nice to see. Some 1x1 black plates with holes in them, and some more antenna pieces in black. So, that is all the parts in this set, and stickers, etc. And this is a $200 set. I think 1,700-ish pieces. Do I think it's worth it? Always kind of going to be up to the person, but I'll say this, I don't think it's tons of tiny pieces. I think it is actually a lot of medium, larger type pieces. There are like 2 bags, I think, that were really kind of a lot of small pieces, this kind of being one of them, I think. But then we're also getting just a plethora of these parts, these bricks, just there's a lot of cool parts. Obviously, the color palette is very specific, but I still think there's a lot of awesome parts in here. And unfortunately, because I think there's a lot of awesome parts on here, it makes me linger on wanting to buy another one, but I don't have money, so I really shouldn't. But it would be cool to have a lot of these parts, because there's a lot of good parts in here to build other stuff, obviously. This part I hope to see a lot more of, and in different colors. It's just a very interesting part that I think is going to become very useful very quickly. But yeah, that was a surprise. I obviously knew there was going to be satin parts in here, and there's a lot of them, more than I anticipated. I think that's really cool. But I will say it's a little bit pricey, because it is $200, and I forgot probably the highlight of the entire set. We finally have Elsa's Coronation dress. And it is a different face print, a little more concerned, not as happy, etc. So we can say this might be just before she's going and doing To Let It Go. We got that nice hairpiece going on there with accessory hole. Some of the print does go around the back. We have the gloves, which I think is great. And like I said, the printing is fairly well. One day I will like to see printing on the dress all the way around, but I think it is a great mini doll. And overall, I think this is a great set. A lot of the mini doll figures do have new printing and stuff. I think they do double up in the junior set. However, I just think overall this is a fantastic selection of lighter, cooler, ice type themed, obviously, colors. There's a lot here. Obviously, I'm going to do a review of the set. But parts-wise, you get tons of the stuff that's awesome and new. So, I'm going to leave it at that. This was a really lengthy video. If you managed to get to the end, you're crazy, or awesome, or both. But I want to thank you for checking out my videos and hopefully getting something out of them. Thank you again, and hopefully you'll check out more of my videos.